This is Robert Demers for Conman here at the Fantasia International Film Festival, and I'm here with Bobcat Goldthwait, the director of the film that's currently being shown here at the festival, Willow Creek. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm okie doke. I'm great. I really like being here at the Fantasia.
How have you been enjoying your time here in Montreal?
Um, Mostly with hookers and how I or have I? Oh, I've been enjoying it very much. I've had a great time because Fantasia is fun because you get to meet other filmmakers and at the same time see a bunch of movies.
Can you please tell our audience a little bit about your film?
It's a movie that's it's hard to say it out loud because they're so low. It is a found footage movie, but I hope that mine is a little bit different and a little hopefully kind of possibly a fresh take on it. But it's a Bigfoot movie, which I think it does lend itself to found footage because the Patterson Gimlin footage was the original found footage. But it stars Alexi Gilmore and Bryce Johnson, who were in Alexi co-starred with Robin Williams in World's Greatest Dad, and Bryce was in not the first movie I did, but the movie Sleeping Dogs Lie. So.
You've mostly worked on comedies in the past. What made you decide to tackle on a horror film next?
Mostly money. No, I've always been interested in all kinds of movies, and certainly horror films interest me, And this one, it was about trying to make a suspenseful movie, and if the movie works for people, that's what I was going for. Was there's so many filmmakers who, you're at the edge of your seat and there's nothing going on, and I was, in the scene, and I was wondering if I could create that same kind of mood in a movie.
Was it a easy transition directing a horror film from your past work?
Yeah, I think comedy and horror really have a lot in common because it's the same thing. You set up a world and then you misdirect people and then you do the reveal. So it's almost the same thing. They're very similar. A joke is a lot like a scare, And the kind of movies I make, you laugh not because there's punchlines, but you laugh because of you're uncomfortable. So that's very similar too. I mean, there's many people who'll see my comedies and not find them funny or because it's not a bunch of guys making pot jokes talking about their dicks. So they're confused. How can this be a comedy?
Actually, I prefer your comedies than
well,
dick jokes. Anyway.
Thanks. I'm not above a good dick joke, but in comedy, stoner dick jokes are the equivalent of found footage.
When you began the production, what was your approach in directing it?
I was worried about the flaws that I do see in found footage movies, which is, I said this at the screening, but it's true when they go, who are these creeps that do edit these movies? Who says, well, I'm sorry your daughter got raped to death, but if I re-edit this, I think we really got a film here. Can I get your consent? So, that was a challenge. And challenges as simple as like justifying why is the camera on and justifying the edits. My movie only has 67 edits, which an average movie has about 1,200 to 1,400. So those were the challenges, and not being eaten by a mountain lion while we slept out in tents in Bluff Creek.
Do you believe in any other cryptozoological or paranormal creatures?
Oh, sure, and I'm interested in a lot of them, or different phenomenon, I find the Mothman fascinating, which is They did a movie about it, but I didn't really care for it. Not that anyone asked me.
Now that you've done a lot of comedy films and now your first horror film, is there any other film genres that you would want to tackle?
Yeah, I mean, I'm here at the Frontiers Market pitching a musical that I've been trying to get going, and it's a movie based on the Kinks album from the '70s called Schoolboys in Disgrace. So, I mean, the filmmakers that I really admire do all different kinds. You know, even if someone like Bob Fosse's probably one of my favorite directors, and you know, he did musicals, and he did Star 80, and he did Lenny. You know, so he did all kinds of movies, and Billy Wilder's another one, or Steven Soderbergh. You know, guys that do different styles and different kinds of movies.
Your last film was a particular favorite of mine personally, which is God Bless America. And the film touches upon the more undesirable aspects of society. Do you believe that we can, over time, overcome this behavior, or is it just ingrained into humanity?
I always say that movie is a violent movie about kindness, and what I was really going for was just to ask, where are we going as people? I was questioning it, and I was really trying to find other people out there that are just as frustrated as me. But I think I have more hope for mankind than most filmmakers, because there's all these movies, I mean, so many movies about the end of times, you know, and I don't believe this is the end of times. I think that's some weird Christian Judeo stuff, or I don't know what it's about. But it's very silly. If anything, we know about the world's not going to end on a day. You know, it's going to peter out. You know, it's not going to. But I don't know why this zeitgeist of everybody thinking the world's ending.
You've had a long and varied career. What is your fondest memory?
As far as showbiz, there's different ones. You know, I think making World's Greatest Dad was a fond memory, because I had my family involved, and you know, Robin's one of my best friends. So for he and I to get together and make a movie together that we, at the end, were pretty proud of. I think that's my fondest memory, showbiz-wise, work-wise, yeah.
Well, thank you very much for talking with us today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the time here you have at the festival.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.